California wants to ban the sale of violent video games to kids under 18. The Supreme Court says they can't do that. In a ruling yesterday which overturned a California court, the Supreme Court said the ban violates the constitutional guarantee of free expression. They even went so far as to compare violent games like Grand Theft Auto to much more accepted fare like Snow White and Saturday morning cartoons. Their argument is you can't violate a child's access to creative works such as books, films, on-screen images, even the most violent ones. Attorney Steve Allen joins us this morning with more on why California's ban was overturned and what it means for kids everywhere. Probably a lot of happy kids who like to play that game. But break down the judge's ruling for us a little bit.
Well, basically what the Supreme Court said is no matter how disgusting, disgust is not the standard. What the court looked to is historically, has violence been regulated in the media? And it looked at things such as fairy tales, children's cartoons, books, movies, and so on. And the court said that historically we have not restricted, because of free speech, violence, and we're not going to do it here, even though there's a laudable purpose.
Right.
That is to protect children. Children are exposed to violence all the time. It's the parents' job to regulate that.
California said that it's a safety issue and they are trying to keep children from harm, and you regulate things like alcohol, cigarettes, you even regulate them from seeing sexually explicit things, porns. Why are video games different?
Well, because obscenity has a historical basis. We look to issues such as pornography as being well rooted in our traditions. The court specifically said violence as opposed to obscenity is not, and violence is not obscenity. One of the things that impressed the court was that, like the movie industry, the gaming industry has a rating system which provides parents with information so that they can regulate what their children look at. The court does not want to get into the business of dealing with what is considered to be outside the norm, because under those circumstances you could wind up restricting free speech,
right,
where it's purely based upon whether it's popular or not.
Right. And in this case, you know, there are a lot of evils in the world. This would have singled out video gamers as evil when there are a lot of things that influence children. But this wasn't a unanimous decision. Clarence Thomas was on the other side of this, and he said that parents and the government have absolute authority over kids, and they can ban products. What's his argument? Well,
his argument is that the state has a police power and interest in protecting children, but he's in a real minority. There was a 7-2 decision. It was interesting. Judge Scalia is a very conservative judge, hooked up with the more liberal judges appointed by Presidents Clinton and Obama. And in the middle sat Justices Alito and Roberts, who said, well, we think it's unconstitutional, but we think there's some regulation. We just don't see it here.
All right, Steve, it's very interesting because, you know, where I was saying you're disgusted by some of the games, but disgust is not the measure. All right, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Well, coming up, a teen takes a 20-foot fall from an escalator. Find out if he was hurt and why he says it was my fault.
Hi, I'm Tom Mentz, driver of Maximum Destruction.
He drives a great monster truck, but is there a maximum performance out here? These contestants think so. Up next, we'll find out if one of them will be singing the national anthem at Advanced Auto Parts Monster Jam. You're watching Fox 45 Morning News, all local, all morning.